Hey everyone, welcome to Pretty Privilege. I'm Tenamane, and today's topic of conversation, I wanted to talk about triggers. Now, if you've ever felt them, which I know for a fact, we're human, right? We've all felt them. How is it that you handle them, and why is it that you feel these triggers in the first place? But as I was doing some journaling the other day, I thought about some conducive questions that I thought would be beneficial in sharing with you guys. And you guys can also find them down in the description. Before we start, I want to let you guys know, number one, to take your time when answering these questions honestly with yourself. When I was answering these questions, I thought about them and then I answered them one by one. It took me about 3 to 4 days total to answer all of them because I was getting triggered just by answering these questions. I was like hitting nerves that I didn't even know existed. And number two is I did also cry. So you might cry, you might, not even want to touch any of these questions, but nevertheless, they are very important in learning more about the philosophy of self-discovery because you're becoming a better version of yourself. So question number one is, when you feel a trigger, how do you handle it? Question number two is, did the person who raised you get easily triggered? And a follow-up to this is, what would they get triggered by? And how did they handle their triggers? Did they turn to vices? Vices being any of these right here. Did they yell? Did they just leave the situation alone? What did they do? What did they do and how did they handle it? By watching the way in which they handle their triggers, how has it influenced the way in which you handle yours? Following question is what you're triggered by that big of a deal? Is it a life or death situation? Or are you somebody who just gets very easily irritated? Maybe you got cut off when you were driving. Maybe you misplaced something and now you're easily triggered. What is it? If it is not a life or death situation, why get triggered in the first place? This one really took me a while to think about because with me, sometimes I do get easily triggered, right? Which then after I think about it and I'm like, it wasn't even that big of a deal. One of my favorite questions, how would it feel to revert that triggered energy into transformative, positive energy? This one meaning, say you do get cut off, right? When you're driving or you misplace something, rather than automatically going into trigger mode, just take a deep breath and say, hey, you know what? It is what it is. But that right there does take inner work and a lot of mindfulness towards knowing how it is and why it is that you are the way that you are. And final questions, with what techniques can you automatically de-escalate your triggers? Like I said, take your time when you're answering all of these questions. And I really do hope that by answering these questions, you learn more about yourself and you continue to enjoy and to have fun being the best version of yourself possible. You guys, thank you so much, you guys, for watching. I'm Tenamane. Y'all take care.